Okay guys, and this part we are going to model this container here, this one is tube here, and so I'm going to try and let's see, shift S, cursor to origin, cursor to world origin, which will bring back the cursor right here and center. Okay, it's still at the origin, so everything is going to be lined up pretty well, like on the same line, but even though it's not on the, yeah, it's going to be on the same line, probably not on the same y-axis but on the same x-axis, probably maybe even on the y-axis. It's going to sit actually right on top of each other, because this is exactly where the circle goes when I throw it into the scene. So I'm just gonna move this one over here as well. So we are modeling that, we did this, we did that, now we are doing this one over here. So I'm just gonna select that and say GZ, and then I'm gonna move it up something like this, and GX, and I'm gonna move it over to the x-axis, something like that. Let me see. Should it be fine here? GZ, just a tad down, a tad. Yeah, let me just zoom right in. One, let me just zoom it right in. As you can see, this should look slightly like it's not quite round. It might look like some ovally shape, I think, but I don't know if I'm gonna do that, but I can do that, but I'm not sure. Let me just try. G, X, I'm just gonna move it over this side. And even on the axis here, it's not really straight this way. It looks like it's going that direction diagonally a little bit. So I'm gonna say Shift A, mesh, cycle again with 16 vertices, enter, and scale it down. I'm gonna scale it quite a bit, scale it again. Okay, and let's see, since it's here, let me just say this one, G, X, move it this way. Perfect. Let me just scale the circle a little bit more, scale it in. That's fine. And then I'm going to hit tab to go to edit mode, and then extrude Z, and then move it up ever so slightly, and then scale it out a little bit just to give it that curve at the bottom here, and then extrude Z. I'm gonna move it up over here, and then now this lid looks like it's pretty much closed, but it's not. So I'm gonna select the bottom the bottom edge loop, and then extrude and scale it. I'm gonna scale it in, and then extrude, scale it in again, and then an M for mesh, and then at center. We could do F or M. Let me just say Control Z instead of F. Let me keep doing F, so it's closing it that way. It's creating one face instead of all the other faces. So I'm gonna alt click, which is over here. I hope you still remember to look at the screencast keys in case you miss what I'm doing. So extrude S, I'm just gonna move it inside, something like that, and extrude Z, take it down a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it double, but this, because this you're not gonna see, I might not do double what you call it. Okay, actually let me select this one here and Shift D, duplicate it, and then I'm gonna move it up a bit, GZ, something like this, it's fine, and then extrude Z. So if I select it, select all, I'm gonna go to the top view. You see how round it is? I don't think it's quite this round. I'm gonna scale it on the y-axis just before I go too far. This tube, I prefer it to be slightly like this, not quite round. So I'm gonna continue now, modeling it, and I'm gonna select the top edge loop and extrude Z, move it up. I should have just done, and then scale it up something like this, and then extrude Z again up to here, and then scale Z, no, scale X again, something like that, and something, I don't know, let's see, scale X just like that, and then from number 3 it looks like this, but knowing this container how they look, if you can come over, let's hide it a little bit, if you look at it this way, you know that this is very thin, it's more like flat over here, so I'm going to scale it inward. Hold on, open in the browser. All right, let me just bring it back. I'm gonna scale it. I'm gonna come to the top view, guys. We're gonna come to the top view and scale it on the y-axis, right on top, over here on top. Scale it like that, and you know what I want to do? I want to leave this one for now. I'll show you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna deselect that one. I'm gonna select. Let me select it this way first, and then B to deselect this, B again to deselect this, and then actually let me just deselect B, deselect that, scale Y0, then GY, gonna move it on the y-axis, something like that, and then select that, and that, scale Y0 and GY, move it over like this, and then select it all, scale Y, very much like you are closing it so thin, something like that. I think I like it like that, and then I'm gonna come to the front view again with Y, and then extrude Z. Actually, let me close it. Okay, extrude Z, move it up, scale it a little bit, and then I'm going to try and see if I can just from the top start closing it the way bridge edge loops. Let's see if I can have bridge edge loops. No. Let me not do that. Let me just bring it over this way, and I just want to see how I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna have, okay, let me hide the empty for now. Hide the empty so I can just see this. Yeah, I want it this way, and select this, select this. Okay, doesn't want to select, and then F this here, F, so I'm gonna do that. Just wanna keep closing this. F, 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 and I think there's a better way to to close this with bridging edge loops, but I don't know. I can't remember the shortcuts, so I'm going to suffer the consequences. F. So it's pretty much closed. So looking at it from the side view, it looks like this. It's quite not right. So I'm going to go to wireframe, select this, scale it Y even more. Now this looks better, but when you looking at the way most of these containers are modeled, this sometimes goes inward. It has some dent here where you can open, but I'm not going to do that for now because I might do it as an extra bonus part of this tutorial, because it's not part of this, so I don't want to waste time doing that. So it's complete. Imagine that. So now if I bring everything out, let me start up. Let me just say low. Let me just say tube. Okay, let me just caps tube. I'm gonna name this tube and select this one, bring it back. Okay, hide this one and hide the tube now. Bring back the lead and this one, and let me just say these two. I don't know why it's not selecting this. Okay, Control J. I just joined that to become one. Control J, making it one. That's not joining. Control J, yeah. Then I'm gonna name it bottle, and then the third one I'm gonna hide the bottle now and bring back this one and name it container. I'm just gonna name them like that so that I know which is which here. Then I'm gonna select the empty, bring it back, bring back the empty, select it, and X, delete it, and bring back everything now on the C, the bottle and the tube. So you can see everything is sitting right on the same place. Actually, I shouldn't have deleted that bottle, so I can arrange them. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Okay, this is back. Let me just bring back everything, bottle and the tube, while these are still here, so that I can just move them on the right place. G, X, I'm gonna move it to the X axis, something like this, and then slightly from the top I'm gonna GY, move it to the Y axis, something like this, just in front of this picture. And then I'm gonna select this, the tube. I think the tube from front view, the tube is the one that moves over there, so I'm gonna GX, move it over here, and from the top view I'm gonna see GY, move it over here. Let me move it a little bit further so that when I add where it's sitting, I can just work it better. So now the tube is there, the bottle is there, the tube is here, and this container is here. So I'm just gonna hide. Let me just keep hiding it, not deleting it completely. So this one I'm gonna select, add subdivision surface. You can just hit add modifier here and go to subdivision surface, add modifier, subdivision surface, and you see it's there. And then you can just increase the render the view. Normally I'll give it 3:3 because it's quite small items, but the bigger the objects, the more the objects, if you add more, it might make your render take longer. So I'm just gonna do that and then go to shade smooth, which makes it better. So deselect, you can see that there's a little bit of space there. I don't want that space, but I'm not gonna deal with it now. And then coming to the side view of this one, let me just see. I think I can just quite close it a little bit further here. Tab, I'm gonna select this, and let me just see from this side, from the, okay, I will figure it out later. Let me just not do it now, you know, or let me just select it. Let me just select these ones here, these ones here, these ones, and scale Y0, enter. From the top view, Control 1, coming to the back, and then I'm going to select this, scale Y0 also, enter. Then from the top view, if I wanted to have a little bit more defined something, I'm going to Control R, I'm going to add a loop cut so that we can see if it's pretty much the way we want. Okay, let me just see from the side, because I really need it to be, yeah, something like this. so it looks pretty good. You can see now this is what I wanted, but let me just make it a little bit more that way by adding Control R and over here and adding another one, something like that. Tab. So we are done with modeling this tube. For me it's pretty good. So let's go to this one again. Control 2 is the same shortcut as just coming here and adding the modifier. It's even giving it all 2s. So I'm just gonna go there and just hit shade smooth. So everything is done. It's just that the bottle again, I'm just gonna add, to tighten these edges that we have here, we need to add some loop cuts here. So I'm just Control R, add a loop cut over here to tighten it the way it looks on the actual bottle. Here we go. I'll leave it here for now. Control R, add another one inside here and bring it in like that. Let me just see if we can. Let me just come as if I'm like looking it from the top. I'm just gonna move that inward like so. Control R again and Control R again. Control R. Add another loop cut over here and move it up ever so slightly like that. Control R. Add one over here. Control R. Add one here and bring it down. Something like this. And then tap to see. Okay, the thing looks a little bit more defined, so I think I'm happy with the way they look. I don't really think I need it to be otherwise. And now this one here, it's pretty good, but I think it needs a little bit of tightening as well and the pulling here and there. Control R, I'm just gonna add one here to tighten the bottom. Control R, one more up here. Move it something like here, not too much. And then I'm gonna select this, select that, select this, and GZ, move it up a little bit. Okay, now that I have just shaped them properly, I think I need to open this container. Let's see, am I in the front or the back? This is the back. Control 3, I'm gonna be in the front. So I just have to open a little bit of a hole here where the actual product is gonna come out when you do your thing. Let me just Control R, add a loop cut somewhere here, tighten it this way, and this one I think I would do that. Select the edge loop and move it up. I'm gonna move this edge loop up. It becomes a little too tight. Control Z. Let me just not move it that way, that much, but I'll move it a little slightly up. Control R, add another one over here and move it down, and take this, select the face and extrude, no, GX, move it on the X axis, GX, move it over. Okay, let me just come to number 1 and see 1. So GX, move it back like this, and GZ a little bit up like so, and then come back to the front. Control 3, come here. It looks fine. I don't know, this is looking pretty funny. I hate how it looks like right now. When you are on this, it looks like this, but I mean it's fine. Let me just do this, select only this front one, scale it to the z-axis, close it a bit. It's going to be something like this for sure. So tap, there's the opening. So now it looks pretty good. So I have both I have everything on the scene. So the first part looks like it's about finished. Let me just see if I can add one more, because this doesn't look quite as nice. You see, it looks like it's not as, yeah, I'm not sure. I see some lines on this one here, but I guess there's nothing. It's just my eyes probably. So I have all the containers modeled, and then now the next part is going to be the material part. And guys, let's watch out for that one. Listen, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, because I know I have a little bit of some views. I have some views. They seem to be not subscribed. I'm not sure why you guys are not subscribing, but you're watching these videos. Just subscribe, man, so you can find out when I post another one. I mean, okay, and one more thing. Let me just see, now that I'm looking at this tab, I'm selecting this one tab. I just want to do something slightly different. I'm going to add Control R here and move this look cut over here. Then I'm going to select this, come on the other side, select the same, Control 1, let's see, which is going to be this and that. Then go to the top view. I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to scale it up, out a little bit here and there. Let me show you why I'm doing that. If you come on this image, I just brought back the image, the reference image, so I'm gonna hide the tube. You can see that it's actually not the same straight all the way. Here it's got another shape, like here you can see even the light is bending that way to show that there's a little bit of a shape again here. So that's what I want to do, because it's not like from here going that way, it's not completely flat. So that's why I'm going to do that. If it doesn't make sense, it will make sense later. Let me just do it. So I'm going to come to the top view and then scale it on the y-axis. You can pull it out something like so. Tab, let's see, tab, and come to the front view. It's kind of weird, it's not showing. And let's see if I can item, go to the item, open this. Should I open it? It's fine for me now. It's okay. I know if I add the look cut, it might be more visible, but I don't think I need it to lose shape. Let me just scale Y again. Okay, and tab. It's not quite visible, but I think I'll work on it as yeah, it's there. It's there a little bit. So I'm happy. So we are done with the modeling part of this tutorial. So these are the containers, and let me just file, save as, and then I'm going to, you see, this is where I was practicing. I'm gonna do this one. I'm just gonna call it product and leave it like that. Product, and save. Perfect, it's done, guys. See you in the next tutorial, and we shall see how it goes.